back, everyone. So this is podcast 33. It's a little bit of a special episode. Today we have Jasmin with us, and Jasmin, she is an inspiring content creator. So she's going to help me understand the main topic, which is going to be content creators versus influencers. Who shapes the future? How does it look like? Why does it exist? Where did it start? And of course, Jasmin, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Yasemin. I'm a marketeer working in a marketing agency, and I'm also trying to become a content creator. Right now, I'm a part-time content creator. But yeah, I really like this, and I would like to grow there, and who knows, maybe become a full-time content creator.
That's pretty interesting because when I started, I'm not a content creator myself, if I would say so, even though we're creating podcasts. But for me,
you are.
Thank you. But it's very interesting because there's such a split in understanding what is content creation. So when I was doing the research, because I'm not an expert in this, I found that there are two parts. Do you know maybe what's the definition of content creation?
What do you mean when you say two parts?
Yeah, so you have content creators and then you have influencers, right? So you have a split. What's the difference?
So influencers, they are basically like online celebrities. Mm-hmm. They're showing their lifestyle, they're showing their life, if we talk about lifestyle influencers, they show their clothing or basically daily life. And they are trying to grow their following and also the power of basically influence. Mm-hmm. But they are not experts in specific topic. Mm-hmm. While content creators are making content in specific topic or specific area, and they trying to become experts in that, or they are experts and people go and watch their content to learn something.
So you mean
education?
So you mean that if you're a content creator, you're kind of focusing on a specific value of a specific industry, right?
Yes. Or you're trying to grow a specific business.
So can you be like a car influencer or car creator? Is there a difference between that?
Yeah, so basically all influencers are content creators, but not all content creators. Not all content creators are influencers. Mm-hmm. So basically, you can be a car influencer, show your I don't know, you have a garage full of cars and show your daily life, how you are driving and just living your life. But you are not you are not expert in the cars. Maybe you have a team of people or someone who fixes your cars. But if you are content creator that makes content about cars, for example, how to fix, I don't have any idea what car you do with cars, but how to fix a car, how to fix engine, then you bring value to people and people follow you for that. Knowledge, expertise.
So you're mainly saying that the biggest separation that when it comes to influencers, it's all about them. So it's more centric. Yeah. So it's it's my life. This is how I do it. This is how it looks from my perspective. But when it comes to creators, they can get people on board and they're very specifically navigating a very narrow topic.
Yeah,
but what
exactly.
if you have 10 topics? If I want to work with companies, for example, if I say, hey, company, hire me as a content creator, but I was, let's say, creating videos about traveling, will another company hire me that wants me to review a car? I think the audience mismatch would be, but would they hire me because I create great content?
Absolutely, they can hire you. Yeah, it's very common to do that actually. A content creator is actually an actual job. Mm-hmm. For example, I don't know if you heard in the Russian marketing industry, as far I'm not 100% sure, but I know that they are trying to cancel influencers, let's say. So people
do not have the power, maybe? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, basically the government is trying to avoid influencers and from monetization in platforms, and brands start hiring content creators so they would work full-time.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So it's mainly now, also I was doing research, It's very interesting. So when I try to as well define the digital kind of taxonomy of content creators and influencers, I wrote down for myself that the creators, that the primary motivation is, as you said, as a passion in the specific niche and desire to produce valuable material within that specific in-depth videos, right, that they're doing.
Yeah.
Which is the influencer's primary goal is leverage the personal brand and reputation, right?
Exactly.
So it's about influencing others and kind of affecting audiences, maybe their purchasing power, maybe or like not power, but maybe influence of their purchasing decision. And the strategic application here, what I also saw that between the two roles is intent. So is that would be correct way of looking at it? So you say creators are the ones that have an intent of educating or like lower down the funnel, so people should know a little bit more about the specific niche where the creator is working. And when it comes to influencers, the main idea is like brand awareness. Look at this, look at that.
Yes, actually it goes to that. And to be honest, nowadays, like the word influencer, content creator, or UGC creator, like there are so many terms and they are so connected to each other. And there are some people who they're both influencers and content creators for brands. So it depends. But if we are talking about like classic terms, influencer are, for example, let's say you're a lifestyle influencer, you just show your like every day, I don't know, you wake up, you do your morning routine, and in the background you can see, I don't know, Nespresso coffee machine. And your fans or your followers who see that, they're like, oh my gosh, she has this
amazing coffee machine.
Yeah, and you never heard of it, and it brings exactly what you said, like brand awareness, not ad recall, but brand recall, I would say. And content creators, it's like if they want to integrate brands in their content, it will be like more like, okay, I'm expert and I'm expert because of this, like this product helps me to be expert, let's say.
So it's more niche specific, and you get sponsored to create content, right? So if influencer, it's more that you can get freebies to review content as a lifestyle, and for content creators, you can be like actually sponsored by a company. It's like, hey, I'm a car. I don't know. We've got to stick to one example. I'm a car guy, and Lamborghini is sponsoring me to show a new Lamborghini release, right? So and go in depth into the creation of like the content. Okay, I understood. Right. So it's very interesting. I was also, do you know where it came from? Like when it started, the history of
content creators.
Yeah.
I'm not aware, but I think it's something like we actually, if you have social media or any other platform where you create something, you are content creator basically. Podcast is content. Writing a blog is a content. It started a long time ago when I don't know, when people used to make WordPress blogs.
That's cool. So blogging started in the internet era.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was just not monetized before.
But if we're gonna go for like pre-digital roots before the internet, I found a few interesting facts as well. That there was an actress. Her name was Lily Langtry. She's become the first woman who was endorsing a product in 1882 in the soap ad. So she was the first one who was influencing, and Coca-Cola in the 1930s campaign that permanently shaped the modern image of Santa Claus, right? You probably seen those ads, right? So they used Santa Claus as an influencer for Coca-Cola in a way through all the years.
I've never thought it in such a way, but that's interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
So they took a persona, so he's the influencer for Christmas for Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
So this is like pre-internet era. But what you said is indeed when the internet started growing in the 1990s, so when I was born, the kind of, it created the technological foundation, because back in the days, of course, from the part of the world where we're from, it was a little bit of a, let's not show the news from the outside world. The internet opened up the doors to everyone to show what they're creating. And as you mentioned, blogs, launch of the World Wide Web in 1991 were the first blogs started popping up. Something like, what was I reading here through, that the first time individuals could publish their own content to the global audience, right? And that's where this transition to the internet from a read-only medium became, when also influencers could gather interactions or gather engagements, and they could measure that. Because before that, you can write a book, you ship it, and then did you influence people? Yes, you did. I mean, I'm not going to get into religion, but the Bible influenced a lot of people, right? Yeah. It's like, is Jesus the first influencer? Could be, right? Technically.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So Jesus is the first influencer, but then you wouldn't measure. I mean, you wouldn't measure, obviously, but in a different way. But when you're let's say a creator as a lone guy somewhere, and you create awesome content, if you're writing poems, if you are writing maybe stories or fiction, and you want to share that, there was no space. So digitization of things helped to expand that.
Also helped to Jesus, for sure.
For sure. Right. So also I wrote down that actually the word creator was born and formally adopted and professionalized on YouTube in 2011. So before 2011, the word creator was not a thing.
Okay.
Did you know that?
Who came up with that?
YouTube.
Just YouTube, or someone from YouTube?
No, just YouTube. So the platform made a deliberate strategic decision to rebrand the popular users as creators. Yeah. So YouTube basically created the word back in 2011. So rather than call them YouTube stars or something, because pre that, like MTV era, it was always about this superstar, that superstar, this rock star, this movie star. So, but they didn't want to call it YouTube star, so they said creator. With the people who had a little bit more emphasis, which kind of shifted and emphasized the craft into the content, as you mentioned, right?
But I think the word blogger is it was before.
But it was not an influencer, Interesting, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea why, but I feel it's more about YouTube being such a giant conglomerate, and they're like, oh, we coined this. Therefore, we have a business model behind creators, but you can still be a blogger and be an influencer, right?
Yeah, but I think that's the thing, because I remember when I was like 11, 12, the first influencers I was watching was in YouTube, and I was always referring to them as YouTube bloggers. And then there was a new word coming, influencers. Yeah. And then everyone who is creating content started calling themselves influencers. And it became like a cliche, weird word, you basically think, if you say, oh, I'm an influencer, you think of a girl in Bali or something drinking matcha and eating acai bowls or something. And then people switch to calling themselves content creators, which is not me-centered, but I'm giving value,
So it's kind of like a combination, right? So you're saying it's shifting as well, because when it comes to influencers, I kind of tried to understand when it was coined. Apparently, it became a popular lexicon. So much later, 5 years later, in 2015 and 2016, the rise fueled by the visual, aspirational, and personality-centric culture on Instagram. So Instagram, who created influencers, and YouTube, who created creators. So that's where it came from. And the focus shifted from the content of persuasive power of the person. And the cultural shift was officially recognized when the word influencer was added to the major English dictionaries in 2019. So it's only 5-6 years old when influencer became a thing. And before that, so if we do a split, so look at my amazing life on Instagram, perfect picture. And then you have look at my creations on YouTube. It's very interesting.
And influencer is more about me-centric, while content creator is about community, and that's what most of the platforms strive for. YouTube is all about community. Instagram also wants to become like that. TikTok is about community. Yeah. So
why? Yeah. How come? How come TikTok is different from Instagram? Is it just the age of the audience?
No. I think people say that TikTok is a Gen Z platform and only about Gen Zs, but actually you can see people with different ages, different backgrounds. It's just more Instagram, it's all about perfection or polished. Everything's like edited, and people usually show their like best parts of their lives, like highlights. While TikTok is all about like, yeah, you can film yourself from bed, like with no makeup, you know, and just talk about what's in your mind or your unpopular opinion or hot take, whatever. And like it's all about like sharing your opinions and yeah, or like your maybe problems or your issues, or like to hear what others think of that. And what I've noticed on TikTok, you can always find someone who will support your opinion, or not even support, but resonate.
Yeah.
Like you can do the weirdest shit, or weirdest thing, and or say something really rare or like very odd, but there will be always audience for that.
So are you saying then the business model is different on TikTok than it is on Instagram? Because you just mentioned that, hey, on Instagram, it's more about perfect lifestyle. But on TikTok, is every TikToker a content creator there? And then?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So we're kind of getting to this split now that, hey...
No, I mean, of course, like person who is creating content on Instagram is also content creator.
But it has to be more perfect to kind of... Is it maybe then algorithms that make that? If you say, hey, if you have an opinion on TikTok and you share that and you don't have a lot of audience, you're not an influencer technically, you're just creating content about a specific topic, and then the algorithm pushes that to the people who are mostly interested in that, right? Because, oh, you can find always an opinion, support about something. And then you have the other part, which is on Instagram, which is everything just beauty perfect. I do not see a lot of comments, let's say, on Instagram that are like, hey, I support your idea. Mostly it's like very terrible comments on pretty much anything I watch.
Yeah, but it's everywhere. But TikTok, I would say more like friendly, in my opinion. Like people are there more supporting than Instagram.
Yeah, so then maybe there's a different business model as well. And messaging and business model. So we're saying now, okay, Instagram more influence, technically, or hypothetically, right? And then for TikTok, it's more content creation to whoever is gonna find the same, let's say, interest. Okay, cool. So then the kind of I'm trying to understand. So the landscape is also shifting, because I pull out some data about the creator economy and what it is. So first of all, economic scale, because you can publish anything you want. We publish the podcast. We're not millionaires, billionaires, right?
Yeah.
We do not have a crazy reach, but it's about, there's the industry that is still growing. So for example, the creator economy, we said it's a software driven ecosystem, because Instagram has its own, let's say, AI mechanism and algorithm. So TikTok and Instagram have their own algorithms, and it allows over 50 million individuals worldwide to operate independent businesses. So that means when you're a content creator, that means you are self-sustained business in a way. Also, right? So, and it's valued 250 billion, and it's projected to grow nearly to 500 billion by 2027. So kind of in 2 years.
Oh, I heard 760.
Yeah, even more than. Making a dominant force of modern commerce. So like influencers kind of became a part of economy now.
Yeah.
Right. So you had like freelancers. Well, and you cannot call it a freelancer even in a way. Is it a business? Is it a shift?
Well, it depends. There are influencers and content creators who like just one person team, and there are of course like people who have helpers, assistants, videographers, editors. But yeah, it's actually a full-time job if you say so. Yeah.
But you have to monetize, right? Because you can publish content for free, and then you're keeping. I mean,
you can, but you will just. I guess it's just stupid to not use this opportunity. I think to monetize your content. But of course, like there are people who like focus on bringing value, like as. You can see it a lot in YouTube community. Like people strive to make good content, bring like the most to their audience, and they don't care about like monetizing the platform. The only thing is that, of course, making videos, making content, it costs so much time and money. And you, for example, like. I'm not full-time content creator, so I'm going, like, I have my own 905. that sustains my content creation, you know.
Yeah.
But if you want to do full-time content creation, you need to monetize it somewhere. Where you gonna get money to sponsor, to pay for all those like editing tools?
Yeah, that's
even
true.
like this type of things, you know, like cameras, etc.
I found it very interesting as well, talk about monetization, how people are leaving company, like leaving YouTube or leaving TikTok because they're like, oh, screw this, you know, the revenue is bad. I'm putting so much effort in it. In UK, the average influencer is earning less money than a minimum like salary job. So yeah, so in UK, I was pulling that statistic somewhere. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So that means everyone who's a content creator on average is living below the minimum wage a year in terms of earnings. So while kind of being an influencer means that you sponsor me, because I pulled out here that 69% of all the earnings for the influencers or content creators is coming in from brand deals. And then so you have 69% of earnings from brand deals. Successful creators, they kind of have to diversify a little bit, because if there's no business, so imagine the economy is going bad, that means not a single business is going to hire you for marketing. So you're like, there's more influencers than their businesses. So there's not enough businesses to hire an influencer and to give them basically 69% of the money. So other revenue streams that are important. So I wrote down here that people are leaving YouTube, or who are still on YouTube. Yeah, platforms. Yeah. So they're deplatforming, so they can go to like, hey, you can join my membership on Patreon, or affiliate marketing commissions, or sponsoring like VPNs.
Monetization.
Yeah. So direct sales, own products, physical products, and so on. So they're kind of, as soon as your persona grows on the social media channels, you try to step away from that. Is that like a thing?
I wouldn't say step away, but just something on the side. Basically your business, or like educational platform that can like sustain you basically. So, but yeah, it's very popular thing to do, especially after this TikTok shutdown in the US. It was shut down for one day. It was like but people were scared, and they were like, okay, we need to go to other platforms. We need to diversify our baskets, like not all eggs in one basket. And people were quite scared. They were even going to like Chinese TikTok keynote, or what was the name?
I don't know.
So but yeah, people try to avoid the full dependence on the platforms. And try to build their own platform somewhere outside, like they are building websites or their own businesses. Like also, as you can see, celebrities do the same. Like there is a good example of Rihanna doing that. Like she's like I think earns more than from her music, and yeah.
So are we then coming to this? Hey, if you're an influencer, you should also have a lot of cool content, and also you have to have a business, and also you have to sell something, and also you need a website, and maybe subscription based. So does it then also kind of merge? Do you feel that if you're a creator, you have to become an influencer automatically? Or if you're an influencer, you need content creation, and also you have to be a businessman in both. So even if you're split influencer and creator, they both have to be business people, right? What if you're like, oh, I'm a great videographer and I create great content, but I suck at business? Like, do you feel that you have to wear many hats when you're doing that?
It's a good question, actually. I feel like if you want to grow and keep professional content creation, then yeah, you need to think it as a business. Otherwise, you will flop. But yeah, I think it's important to build something on the side, because every popular person has its own peak, and then after some time it just goes away. You can do everything, but at some point you will just like, do you remember, for example, those bloggers, or I'm saying bloggers, but influencers or content creators that you were watching 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Like, where are they now?
I have no idea.
Exactly.
Maybe PewDiePie is the only one, but I don't watch him anymore. He became boring.
PewDiePie.
But yeah, I remember PewDiePie.
I also watched him. But yeah, I know that he probably has some business, right? Or something
that's true.
Like merchandise or something. But also merchandise is very... It also like depends on your popularity. So that's why people don't make merchandise anymore. They make something that can run separately. So
For example,
well, we'll give some girly example. Do you know Negin Mirzaleh?
no.
She
Who
is Dutch, Iranian beauty influencer. And she basically, she was, I don't know, I think she started from 2010 or somewhere around there. And she was just having like fashion, beauty blog and posting a lot on Instagram. And she even had like those separate blog websites. So she was growing as an influencer. And she also has very beautiful hair. Like, of course, it's most of the... Thanks to her genes, like Persian genes. And she's a very beautiful woman. But she saw like opportunity because her mom is a hairdresser and her dad is a beekeeper.
All right.
And she was basically saying that all the time her mom does her hair and she uses honey that her dad produces.
That's
and she
cool.
basically made like a honey oil for hair. And now it's like a booming business. She sells also shampoos, hair conditioners. I don't know, like she has amazing influencer campaigns. She's doing like her marketing. Like you should go and check her their Instagram. But basically, like it started as an influencer brand. Like it was fully dependent on her. But then she started implementing other content creators, influencers, celebrities. So it's basically like becoming something separate. And now using her honey oil, hair oil is like all it girls have that or like try to have it, but she's very successful in that. And like she recently started selling honey lip balm oil, something like this.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and it's super popular now. I even have one. So
we're kind of...
But yeah, she sells with her, like she started from it was something like an influencer brand, but now it's something separate. And I think because she's now focusing on her family, she has 2 kids. She's doing less content creation or influencing in her own blog, but her business is growing. She's fully focused on business, on family, and you know she doesn't depend on,
well, like let's say advertising money, like YouTube ads.
Yeah, she can, because she has her own business. And I think it's a great example of how you can do that. And
so, but you were saying that to succeed in this and actually like capitalize, you still have to be a business person as well.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, that's what I was meaning. Like her peak was probably a bit earlier. I mean, she's still, I believe, on peak, but because of her business.
So it's not about she's influencing, she has a product.
Before it was her and her product, and now it's the product and she's just making something for that brand, you know.
Is it that every influencer should become a content creator? Well,
influencers are content creators,
but not all creators are influencers, right?
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I did not hear about that, but I have to put it in my head. Oh, that's interesting. But for me, I also imagine that if you're trying to influence someone, you have to be someone famous, right? Or you have to become famous for something, because you cannot just like get out of like, hey, I'm an influencer. Or is there like a threshold of influence? Because obviously you have to have authority, right? There's a whole psychological part behind influencing, because like I can influence you maybe, or maybe I cannot, or maybe you can influence me, or someone else can influence your opinion, as you mentioned, right? Just like, oh, she's so inspirational with what she did, so she's indirectly influencing you. And there's this thing I kind of highlighted for myself, that you have to have trust and authenticity to kind of be trusted. So the effectiveness of this kind of marketing is rooted, it's called parasocial relationship. Have you heard about that?
Parasocial relationship.
You probably have that.
Can you maybe define it more?
Yeah, so you probably experienced that, because I definitely did. So it's one-sided feelings of friendship and intimacy that followers develop with a digital personality. So this perceived connection makes an endorsement feel like a trusted recommendation.
Like audience sentiment.
Well, it's more like your reaction, right? It said that 49% of consumers report depending on influencer recommendations for their purchasing power.
Audience sentiment, I think.
Yeah. So, but the parasocial relationship is the way. Sentiment is like what do you feel? Probably. I don't know. I'm not an expert, but like it's more what you feel about the relationship. But that relationship is called parasocial relationship because you don't know the person face to face, they don't know you, but you feel like you know them, you feel that you're friends, and that you feel that you can trust them without even actually knowing if they're saying the truth, right? So that's why trust and authenticity is important. And
of course.
So like you have to trust it, but then how do you make a person trust you? You have social proof, as you mentioned like a little bit before in the beginning of the conversation, that hey, look at my garage, I have these like 20 cars. So you need social proof of what you achieved. So like influencer endorsements are a powerful kind of form of social proof, right? To say, hey, if that influencer would say, hey, talk to Jasmin, she creates content, like, oh wow, if she likes it, I will like it too, maybe, right? So that's social proof, kind of the psychological tendency to assume that the action of others reflects like the correct behavior. It's like, do you feel that you can get secondhand respect maybe from influencers?
I would just say that when we watch influencers, when we see them on our social media, we are usually striving to have their life, basically, or like their lifestyle. Because, for example, as a girl, I don't know, I see this beautiful influencer, I see how she, like her hair, her clothing, and you're like, damn, it's so, like, I want that, and that's why we follow. It's no value, but it's just for us, like, aesthetics, and they also show their lives every day. So of course because if you see them every day, you see them sometimes more than your friends, so of course you feel like, okay, I participate in their life, I know who is she dating, like where she, I don't know, lives, or what she's doing. Like I see she's doing Pilates, I see she's like goes on vacation, she's in Dubai, let's say. So, it's...
But do you feel it's healthy, that type of influence?
Well, it depends. It depends how you, like, see that.
Imagine if you have those influencers, they create a lot of content. We already know that 69% of revenue comes from brand sponsorships.
Yeah.
So imagine if you have an influencer and you know that they're sponsored by, I don't know, flight to Dubai or like a hotel stay. Yeah. Maybe that's not a good chain, but because they already have the trust and authority, and everyone trusts them, and 49% refer to, influencers for their buying behavior, and they are inspiring. But what if it's like fake? What if it's like paid?
Of course.
But then you saying that, hey, I get influenced by fake paid, is that like a little bit sad? No?
Yeah, of course. Like there are, we need to understand that it's all for the platforms. It's not real. Like, of course, they show like their bathrooms, I don't know, their how they look, how they're doing sports, but it's all like it's
staged.
Yeah. Like because they earning money on that, they cannot earn money on, like, I don't know,
but then
showing their weaknesses or something, unless
that's
there
your
are some
jam.
people that would be open on TikTok and things, but of course you need to filter, because like brands look at your demographics, what they respond like, and it's all based on your audience. You are dependent on audience and their opinion about you. So, and there are a lot of ways where for example in England, I think they are trying to avoid misinformation caused by influencers. For example, that all influencers need to say if they have filters, for example, using filters in their content, or you need to disclose that you have paid sponsorship if you are showing something. You cannot just say, oh, I just bought it, and I really believe that this works, let's say.
seen
So-
somewhere in Los Angeles that they're like influencer agencies that you can come in and say, hey, I want to rent out like a great mansion and a Lamborghini or something, and it's a whole business. And so it's basically an agency that rents out like a mansion or a villa, and
Yeah.
rents out super cheap like a Lamborghini, and they say, oh, you can go to this villa and say you live there, and it costs you like $90 an hour, or you can rent this Lamborghini or Porsche, whatever, for another $50 an hour, and they just give it away. So like that's every day.
To influencers.
To influencers.
Oh,
and then
wow.
they caught, there was one guy who went down the rabbit hole, said he found around like 60 influencers who said that's the mansion is their house. So
my
like
God.
50 of them lied just to for hype
Yeah.
in LA that it's theirs. So it's very interesting like how they gather, but then that's where you lose trust, because
Yeah.
I'm kind of on the opposite of that. It's I don't like influencers that much because I feel they they commercialize their authenticity. I cannot trust them because I know they're paid for it. And as
Yeah.
soon as I know that they will do anything for money, and we know that they earn less than a minimum wage worker
Yeah,
in UK, and they're gonna sell their mother, father, sister, brother for money that is less
Well,
than
that's a bit extreme.
I know, but I'm kind of giving you a very, very extreme
Yeah.
example for that, just to get some sort of hype. But
Well-
isn't that a little bit like, would be okay if it would be non-commercial? For I have influencers. Okay, I'm a few steps back. I love influencers that are non-commercial. They are not selling anything. They're talking trash on the internet. It's non-commercial purity because they criticize businesses, they criticize people,
Yeah.
they criticize everything. They get popular, but no one wants to work with them. They
Yeah.
don't earn money, but they do it for content creation.
Yeah.
For me, that's fun to watch.
And that's normal.
Yeah.
That's like people understand, like sooner or later in the platforms, like especially TikTok, there is like a whole topic of de-influencing influencers. And sooner or later someone will find out that you're like, if you're all nice on the internet, but in real life you're
like an asshole.
you're an asshole. They will find this out. For example, there was recently a case of this big Swedish influencer, Matilda Djerf. She is lifestyle fashion influencer, and she's all like this strawberry girl on the internet, and she has her own clothing brand as well, very profitable one. And she basically, there was reporters made a whole documentary movie or like a YouTube video, but it's quite long, about how she treats her employees. Like she had her own toilet and no employees could go there, and she always was putting them down and
it's like insulting.
Abusing, assault, exactly. And basically she got cancelled, and it happened during her big campaign with Rode. It's like a lip balm brand of Hailey Bieber.
Okay.
And they just shut down the campaign because she was getting cancelled, and it was just bad for Rode's brand, and she was trying to save her ass basically. So, like I don't even remember, was she denying it or not? But people were just so angry, and they were returning the products that they were getting from her brand. So people sooner or later will find out if you're an asshole.
Yeah.
And of course, like, authenticity becomes number one about influencers. You cannot just go show your car and say, oh, I'm so cool, like, follow me. No. Like, you need to be honest with your audience, because there are so many, first of all, influencers, like people don't want to just see beautiful picture anymore. They want to see real your real opinion, because like, will you go to a friend who always shows their nice life and never says bad stuff, or like...
Yeah, but then it's not commercialized, right? Then you cannot really monetize your content, because brands will say, well, he's trash talking all the time, and we're not gonna work with them because he's always unhappy and he's not.
You don't always trash talk, right? You just don't choose brands that don't resonate with you, or you are showing authentic yourself. For example, like if you constantly edit your body on videos and photos, like people at least people who like want something true, they will just leave you.
Yeah.
Find someone who can actually do that. And that's how the popularity of this like fake influencers go away and they become less popular.
So do you think there's more influencers then or less influencers now?
I think there are more influencers, but more authentic ones. So
Isn't it then you have, if it's more of them, then I've seen somewhere categorization, you have like micro, macro, mini something,
exactly.
like influencers. Now you don't have to have like 1 million, you can do like 2,000 people and that's already like a cool influencer.
Exactly. And people like being macro influencer is not like a success anymore.
Really? What is macro like?
Macro is, I think it was like 1 million plus 1 million followers. So yeah, but people know that you, for example, what you were saying, oh, I see that she has 1 million followers or he has 1 million followers and he probably monetizes, so his opinion or what he shows in his content it's probably fake. So that's why people go to smaller smaller influencers or content creators, because they will be more honest with their because they are highly likely don't get money for that or not that much. Like so they are like more normal people.
So you're saying the more popular you get, the more fake you become?
No, I wouldn't say that.
So can you maybe name a brand, like an influencer or content creator that you resonate, that you're 100% you're sure that they're not monetizing? You're like, I can relate with this guy or girl because reasons. So do you maybe have one in your head? Like I like this one because he's not pushy. He never advertises anything. It's not about aesthetics.
Yeah.
They're filming how they're, I don't know, eating food. I don't know, something. It's like, what's your like direction? Like, where do you feel that maybe the industry is moving?
Yeah.
Maybe now I've seen some influencer, for example, some of the influencers, they basically don't show themselves on camera. They're influencers or content creators. I'm kind of trying to, I'm thinking more of that they're a connection. So it's not one or another. Maybe now they're like, oh, I'm a businessman and a creator and an influencer that uses a behind screen voice when they filmed something and used, I don't know, AI tools to edit, and they do not spend too much time, but they're very popular. And use of like, again, like speed up the process. Do not show yourself. Do you feel that, where is it moving? Do you have any influencers that you follow who, again, like do not follow the basic playbook of influencer bragging about how rich they are, and they don't have the skills of a creator in a specific industry?
Let me think.
It's like, what do you personally resonate? It's like which influencer or creator you watch that is like, oh, this one.
Whenever someone asks me this, all the
thoughts go away.
Yeah. But let's think. Because I follow a lot of people and I follow them for different purposes, different messaging.
What if you have to pick one? Maybe it's sports, maybe it's fashion, maybe it's makeup. I don't know.
Yeah, there is this one girl, but I don't remember her name.
What does she do?
She's a lifestyle influencer, but she is, I just don't want to, I think her name was Maddie, or I don't want to say wrong name, but basically, and I started following her recently, but I really like her way of content. So she is a lifestyle content creator, lifestyle influencer, but she is plus size model as well. And she basically just showing her life, her outfits, and like some silly little TikTok trends, but she's always like so happy and she's so confident in her own body. Like she's like, I don't know, it's really like inspires me how like she looks, she's gorgeous, and she, I believe, has very beautiful like life with her boyfriend, and the way how she like dresses, and like I'm like, I want to be like her, you know. And because
isn't it like a classic let's say influencer content you just described?
That's the thing, like she is I don't see that many plus size model influencers, and where you actually can say like, you know, wow, like it's like her life is amazing, you know. And some, especially now with this trend of like dieting trends, you know, people just try to get skinny or lose weight, but her content, it's all about accepting yourself, loving yourself, and feeling confident in the body you have. And she does it in a perfect way.
Interesting. So like you're saying, it's kind of stepping out of the basic, let's say, or what everyone knows as popular, as we mentioned, like, oh, big mansion that is rented, Lamborghini that is also rented, lifestyle that is sponsored to flights to Dubai. So you're saying you have to be a little bit controversial, or like on the other side of the kind of spectrum. If everyone's very let's say everyone's very ripped in terms of like fitness and whatever, then you have to be the opposite. If everyone's influencer who's rich, you have to be like a hobo influencer.
I mean, she's not like she's of course taking care of herself. She does sports like yoga, Pilates. I don't know what she's doing, but she's an active person. She's looking good and everything, but she's just plus size model.
And you feel she's successful because she's
yeah, like she shows that you can be whatever and your body doesn't define you.
Okay.
So
that's a positive message.
Exactly. And she does it in a like, maybe I can put her name here when you edit the podcast. Go and check it out, and I'm pretty sure you will understand what I mean.
Gotcha. Yeah, I need to see it to understand. What do you think then? Where is it moving? Like, what's the direction of influence? Do you think maybe artificial intelligence, like now you can pop out like memes and content nonstop, and you become a influencer creator just by using AI? You can replace your face. You can speak 20 languages. It's like, what's the future? What do you think? It's like artificial intelligence. I have also AR, VR, for example. So you're like, oh, you can, for example, like use augmented reality to influence beyond this. Imagine you put goggles and you're like, oh, it's me watching YouTube videos with my best influencer friend on the couch. Or so this is where actually it's kind of, some people are experimenting with that. Like Mr. Beast, I don't know, like, hey, I'm putting on Oculus and then Mr. Beast is here on the couch with me, or I'm cooking barbecue and then there is some other influencer with you, like AI generated influencer visually standing next to you. Like I've seen also the rise of creator owned platforms. This is what you said also, like you have to step out of YouTube advertising, like monetization, or TikTok creator club or whatever it's called, right? So like you have to create your own products, websites. You have to be very specific into like an industry. I also wrote down here that's, hey, you like one trend about de-influencing, where creators advise what not to buy. So like, hey, I'm an influencer, but I gotta tell you what not to do. So I'm gonna influence you against the brands. And then, so like, where do you think it's moving? So for example, artificial intelligence, do you see any trends in there that, maybe tools, maybe you're using because you're editing your content, maybe you use some AI tool, like, okay, cut this, and then it cuts. And then you're like, great, I saved hours.
Yeah, so about artificial intelligence, I cannot predict what's going to happen, but I don't think, for example, that AI will replace, there will be AI influencers and they will replace the real influencers, or no, like, because we watch influencers to resonate, because they're people, they're human, and we want to be like them. We don't want to be like AI, right? So I think AI will be part of like our marketing. Like, of course, you will use AI to edit, maybe, but of course, you need to mention that you used AI.
But have you seen those influencers that have like millions of followers and they're completely fake? So it's like a generated girl on a stadium. Have you seen
I've
those?
Seen that, yeah.
So like that's basically where it is, right? So now you can generate a girl that is now has millions of followers and has sponsorships by brands that are basically fake.
I've seen like OnlyFans AI
or that.
Models or influencers.
So that's crazy. So what about, so it is moving. Is it like kicking out the real influencers? So like, look, now you can create a perfect life with fake influencers? No?
As I said, like people want to see people want to resonate with people. And there will be probably AI models or something like this, but I don't think it will be some small percentage of what exists, but it won't be the majority. And
So is it more like, oh, I see AI, I know it's AI, I'm influenced, but I know it's fake.
Yeah.
So they would be like accepting the fact that it's fake and they're just like roll with it.
Yeah. Maybe if you will see AI that looks like you,
Oof.
like maybe with the same body, with the same like, if in terms of purchase intent, it can help.
Mm-hmm. So if you're scrolling Instagram and they're like, oh, this is Jasmin in a museum, go buy a ticket because you'll be happy if you're in a museum. Like, what if you see your face generated on an ad?
No, that's a bit too much.
Look, this
but it can happen actually. But also, like, I'm pretty sure brands are not that confident to integrate that. For example, in my agency, TikTok was showing their new product called TikTok Symphony. You heard of that?
No, what is it?
Basically, it's like a TikTok ad editor. Basically, what they have CapCut, but for ads on TikTok. And they were saying, yeah, you can generate personas. You can even generate a person in a wheelchair or like a person of different backgrounds. But me and other marketeers, we were concerned, okay, what's about brand safety? Like, what's about brand perception? Like, if you use an AI generated person in a wheelchair, I think there will be a big backlash, you know? You cannot that easily, like people of, how do you say it, minorities, it can, like, I don't think brands are confident to use that yet. And audience is not, still has very strong opinion about AI. So I think it will still be very slow in terms of progress. But using AI for help, yeah, it's already happening. It's here. Like, I'm pretty sure you also use AI for, I don't know, scripting or...
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, yeah, but it won't fully...
Fair.
Yeah.
All right. Well...
That's the purpose, right?
It is, yeah, of course. It has to be like a co-pilot, right?
Exactly.
It's going to help you to do the thing you want. But for me, it was very interesting on I read somewhere research that they asked people online when they showed them AI-generated content, like voice and like a influencer, and they showed them the real one and they said, what do you prefer? And people explained what they prefer, real people, but when it came to purchasing power, they saw like a very small difference. So it's like 57% preferred a human, but other 43% they said, I don't care as long as it gives me the description of the product and I don't care if it's AI or not.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So then you also have to kind of, because if you come back to, hey, there's an influencer and there's a creator, that means that if you influence, you can influence anyone with AI generated content and not AI generated content because it's in the top of the funnel. You're like, oh, look at my coffee machine, right? But if you're a content creator, maybe that one is already a little bit more like, hey, look at this. I'm just looking at your coffee machine right now. So, oh, look at this coffee machine. This is how you connect it. This is how you do. So you go deeper into the research and is lower down the funnel. So are we saying then maybe using more AI generated content on the top funnel is fine, but when we're trying to sell a product, it should be like more narrowed down, more like bottom funnel creators. So I would hire, if I would say, hey, brand awareness, I hire an influencer. And if it's content creation or bottom funnel, if it's bottom funnel, I will hire a content creator to review the product.
I mean, as a paid social media specialist, I would say you should test. But I think so, yeah, because like you're already close to do purchase.
Yeah.
And also, like, I feel like AI will soon look like real people. So maybe that's why you think, okay, like, I think this is AI, but tomorrow it will be like, you will think it's your favorite content creator, but it was AI.
That's true.
So you will never know.
You will not know.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's where we go to the trust part, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that's why, actually, that's a good point. You said that right now companies are hiring, like you mentioned in Russia, for example, that companies are hiring, but influencers and content creators. So they have like a full-time influencer on their basically, or full-time creator on in their company. And that's actually what I also like saw in the trends, that brand partnerships are also shifting towards long-term collaboration instead of like one-off, right? But there was a very funny article about, hey, so if you have micro influencers, the smaller ones, you have to hire like 100,000 small influencers that have like 2,000 followers to reach more people. But that can be much higher quality than hiring one influencer that has like 1 million followers, but they're all like, don't trust the influencer.
Yeah, I feel like it's influencer with million followers, let's say, and micro content creator or influencer. It's like different purposes. Basically, you usually use someone with a big audience for reach, for top of funnel. As you said, like influencers don't, like we don't trust them that much to buy something, because indeed, like they are earning money on that and earn so much, and you will say, okay, like he's I need to think twice before purchasing something that he suggested, you know. So but because he has such a big, this influencer has such a big audience, like you can bring this awareness of your brand. So you use influencer for top of funnel, and then you convert bottom funnel with micro or micro content creators. So using their content for your own brand. I'm not saying that they will post on their accounts because their accounts are small, but you use their content because they make content that persuades to buy. Like, for example, a girl like me wearing some shorts or pants, and I see that content, I'm like, okay, I really like how it sits on her, I want this. And you don't have to be an influencer, you just need to be like a girl, you know?
Yeah.
So this is, I think it will go together.
Yeah.
But one is top funnel, top of funnel, and
bottom of the funnel. So do you feel then like that they will have, like I called the chapter, I was like the future of power, kind of to get it to a conclusion. Do you feel that then creators and influencers have more power or less power? Like, or will they have more power in the decision making? Because again, it's more influencers, it's not enough businesses. Influencers or creators becoming a little bit smaller. Do you feel that we should give more power, or the businesses should give more power to the creators and influencers, or less? Where do you think it's moving? It's like, will companies hire more influencers and creators, less influencers and creators? Do they give more kind of, I want to say not responsibility, but more of a like a role in their marketing strategy?
Content creators in their brands. Yeah, of course, like they are already hiring in-house content creators that makes purely content for them. You can hire someone as, like, as you said, like a retainer content creator, or you can just hire someone, not a freelancer, but full-time content creator. So I think it will always be their content creators because every modern brand has their own social media. Who does content? Content creators, right? But influencers is something from outside. So
for example, if someone would want to hire you as a content creator in the company, how would that look? So would you say, well, I'm gonna generate 50 videos for you, and I will
I'm in this case I'm selling my content. So,
but not yourself, but if you create content, they will own everything, right? Or would you not sign up for something like that?
Well, it depends what is written in the contract.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so if someone wants to hire you, like what would be your criteria?
I mean, it's all, of course, discussed and negotiated before, but my criteria would be that I own the rights of my content. So they can just use it for a month or two, depends on how much we agreed to pay. And what's included, what deliverables basically. Will there be only one video? Will there be pictures and photos? Will there be how many CTAs I will include? How many hooks? Do you want edited or do you want raw? And raw will be more expensive.
Really? That's interesting.
Because with raw, they can produce more videos. So more advantage for them.
But do you feel then if companies start hiring creators, they can like squeeze them out more? Like, because there is also like not only a salary issue that again influencers earn less than like minimum wage workers in UK, but also it's a lot of stress, right? So content creators, they go into burnouts, right? It's like there's a lot of them. There's like a whole issue beyond, like, I mean, you really need practical strategies maybe to like not to go as well into content burnout, because there's I've read somewhere that there's content burnout on the consumer side. So like people, I'm uninstalled like Meta, I uninstall TikTok, I'm uninstalling like Instagram because like I can't, there's just too much content. But also you have people on the other side who are creating content and it's too much for them to create that stuff. So what do you think? Like, is it getting better? Is it getting worse? Because again, more influencers, smaller salaries, or smaller, let's say, less brand deals, more pressure. Platforms say, oh, you need to create 17 stories a day and 5 shorts and 3 posts, and you have to be super proactive. Like, isn't that, like, again, moving in the wrong direction? So, it's like into like a burnout. Is there like creator wellness program somewhere that you can join?
That would be amazing, actually. But yeah, it's all about awareness, I think, knowing your worth and educating yourself. Okay, what actually I can deliver, but also have the best value for myself. But also it depends on what you agree. For example, if you're in the beginning and you don't have that much, that big of a reach, that many views, of course, like you will agree on working for free, or I don't know, on like small amount, you know, because you're just starting there. And maybe working with this big brand will help you to get there, you know, like you need to see value beyond money, but of course you need to take care of your health. Like nothing is more important than you and your well-being. So content shouldn't be something that will suck you or will dry you out, you know, like and I know that because I was I was almost like in a content burnout, let's say. Like, for example, you know that TikTok requires posting every day. And to be honest, if you have full-time job, like, it's like, I don't know who does that. I still don't know how to do that. But it's all about quality, not quantity. And people need to understand that and be more like, I think there should be some like awareness of how you need to behave in the social media. What you see, but also like understand that you don't have to give your life for that, you know,
because it's just internet.
Yeah, and like your growth doesn't depend on how often you post, and if you don't post one day, it's not a flop. You will just start next day again, and that's it. It's not like if you post, like, it's not like a Duolingo strike, you know. There will be no bird that will come after you.
Oh, fair enough.
So it's fine. You need to take your own path, your own way. Depends on, like, if you don't have that much time.
So slow and steady wins the race in a way, right?
Exactly. And especially when you are in a burnout, you probably produce like bad ideas, bad content. Like, who needs that? You know, take your time, do your thing. And I only follow those content creators and those content creator coaches that say that, not like, oh, you need to post every day, consistency is the key. Yeah, but also like quality is the key, because there's so much garbage on social media, and you don't want to be part of that garbage, right?
Fair. So what would be a better way to finish it up? Well, thank you for sharing all your thoughts. I think we now understand a little bit better what's the difference between influencers, creators, and then it's actually one thing, and also you have to wear a hat of a businessman, and then also you have to take care of your health, and also companies are exploiting and hire. So I think we kind of looked at the whole, let's say, industry-ish on a highlight. So thank you for that. Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much too.
Yeah, and everyone who's listening, can follow Jasmin. You can check out her Instagram, and if you can comment and share and see our previous episodes, that would be highly appreciated. Thank you, and have a nice one. Ciao.
Thank you.